What's up, guys? Welcome to the Extra Point, episode 11. And today's Tuesday, so we're going to review what happened in NFL Week 9. And let's start off with, I don't know, what do we want to say about Steelers Titans?
I
So
think Levis is legit.
I
Yeah,
think I don't know why he dropped to the second round. I understand late first, but to the second round, I don't really understand it. He did pretty well against the Steelers defense, who obviously gets a lot of pressure on him, whatever. But it was just the end of the game. He knew he needed to force something, and he threw his first pick of his career. It's whatever. He had a couple balls that were dropped in that final drive as well by the defense. So he should have had that pick earlier in the drive, got to the 20-yard line, tried to force a ball in there, and it was just picked. But I think that was a good game. And once again, the Steelers winning in ways they shouldn't. But they're 5-3, and right now they're in a playoff spot.
Yeah, I mean that's basically it. They're gonna play Green Bay this upcoming week and they'll probably go to 6-3.
Same type of win.
Yeah, it'll probably be 20-17 or something.
Yep.
the only thing I have on Will Levis is every time I watch him, I just think of how Penn State stuck with Sean Clifford over him, and it just makes me so angry. But yeah, that was Steelers 20 or the Titans 16. Go over to across the pond to Germany with the first ever NFL Germany game with the Chiefs and the Dolphins. I was really expecting this one to be a very high scoring game, but it wasn't. Chiefs squeaked it out 21-14. Uh, does this kind of cement the Chiefs as I know you guys don't want to say top team in the AFC, but solidify them as one of the top teams this season?
I think both of these teams are actually very fraudulent. I think the Chiefs defense, that is what they have this season. Their offense has just not really shown up. Mahomes hasn't been what he usually looks like, and I can't really touch base on why. I think part of it is because he doesn't have that receiver core, but his stats still look good on the year. 73 QBR, third in the league in QBR.
Wait, quick
Almost
thing on Mahomes. Somehow, right now, he's the odds-on favorite to win MVP, which I do not agree with at all.
oh,
Who
who
would
else?
be the MVP though? Like that's so weird.
I think right now it's Lamar.
But Lamar's stats don't really.
Yeah, Lamar.
The
They're
thing
winning.
about it is
They're
there's no
winning.
one that's a clear front runner. That's the weird
There
part about
is
this.
no.
Dude, I'm telling you right now, Kirk never got hurt. He was balling out.
Yeah,
All
no,
right,
he
up to
would
that.
have.
Year.
You need to have a winning
Matt
record.
Ryan won an MVP. I don't want to hear it. Matt Ryan won an MVP.
He was like 16-1,
Yeah, they were 15-1.
15-1.
No, they were 13-3.
No, they
That was
weren't. They were not 15-1.
they were 13-3. They were 13-3.
Yeah.
No, but
But
right now it goes Patrick Mahomes, Hurts, and then Lamar. That's the top three for MVP right now.
And I'd put CMC in there.
both of them don't really have the stats. All three of them don't really have the stats this year.
Hurts turned it up the last 2 weeks, but before that, I would not put him anywhere near the.
Well, at this point, if Dak won that game against the Eagles, I think Dak could have been pretty heavily favored too. He's
Yeah,
had a
but
pretty.
he didn't.
He was not the reason they lost that though.
We'll talk about that one later.
He
We'll
was
talk about-
dead.
The refs
But-
were crazy in that last minute, dude.
I
Talk
will
about
say, I will say the Chiefs versus Miami, whatever, 2-6-2 teams going at it. I don't know why they put this game in Germany. I think you need the game to be in a hometown in a game like this because of just the atmosphere. But I will say I think both of these teams are fraudulent. The Chiefs defense obviously amazing, second in the league in scoring defense. Miami, after that 70-point game, what have they done? Tyreek Hill is a dog, and that's it. I haven't really seen it. Devon A.
Teams
Chain
are
will be
figuring
back.
out their motion game for sure.
But Devon A. Chain will be back in 2 weeks. Tua, once again, all he can do is throw with anticipation on short routes.
Miami is the AFC version of Dallas.
Yeah, always hyped up.
They
Because-
always they're getting hyped up right now, and they're good. They should, but they beat up on the worst teams, the bad teams. They beat up on them, but when they play a team that's better than them or on their level, they get beat.
Yeah.
Like that is Dallas and Miami right now. Like it's almost like a direct parallel of how these teams play other teams.
What happened on that go ball on like 3rd and 10 right before the 4th and 10?
Yeah,
Like,
That either had to be an option route or he was trying to pull him back.
Okay,
for
but
high.
There had
it
to be
was so weird.
miscommunication there. There had to have been.
even
It
if
was
even if that's an option route, you don't throw it on that much
Yeah,
of a
no,
lob.
it was a really weird ball.
Like when you throw a comeback, you're supposed to beam it in there, not lob it like that. It was
Yeah.
that would have been a tie game though. So
That might be a thing. Tua's not like a natural lefty. Like his dad forced him to throw lefty. I don't know if you guys knew that.
That's true.
Yeah,
Why-
because when he does other stuff, he uses his right hand.
Why would
Well,
his-
he's in the NFL, so I don't care.
Well, yeah.
Doesn't have any excuses.
All right, let's go to the next game. Quick word: the Ravens beat the not great Seahawks team.
Okay. I don't
Seattle's
really,
not that good.
I don't really think you said.
Rudra has been hyping them up for a couple of weeks. I'm like, I don't know what you're like. I didn't think they're like great.
San Fran's still
They-
winning that.
They're good when they're good when they have a run game, but the Ravens shut down the run game immediately. Kenneth Walker 9 carries, 16 yards. And that's what the Ravens do. Their defense, okay, I don't know if I should be saying this, but it's historical that they give
Oh,
up. Do you want to hear I have all the stats on deck
I
in
don't
my head.
need to hear the stats.
I
It's
need-
not
I
a
need to
historical
tell you the
defense.
Okay, well they let up the least amount of touchdowns since the Ravens 2000 defense in history. 8.7% of drives they give up a touchdown. That's historical to me. That's the
Okay.
best since 2000. They also lead the league in sacks. They also have the interception leader, have the sack leader from a defensive lineman, have all that from an inside defensive lineman.
Oh, you guys gave up 24 points to the Josh Dobbs led Cardinals.
Okay, you realize 10 of those points were in
Don't
garbage time.
disrespect Josh Dobbs like that.
No,
but
we'll get to that.
you realize 10 points were in garbage time. So like
When defense matters, bro.
no, not really, because you're playing 3 high. You're just letting them dink.
Oh, it definitely mattered. My fantasy team could have really used you guys stopping Josh Dobbs. I had
But
against
all I
defense.
will
It mattered
say
to
is-
me.
We let up the least points in the league with only 13.4 a game. We let up 8.7% of drives. We give up a touchdown. We've given up touchdowns on less than 1 touchdown per game on the season. Lead the league in sacks, have the inside defensive line leader in sacks, have the interceptions leader by over 2, and we have the best inside linebacker core in the league with Roquan and Patrick Quinn.
Yeah, no, I think the Ravens are the best team in the NFL.
But it's a historical defense. There needs to be a nickname for this defense at this point.
Well,
Oh, okay.
don't lose in the second or first
The,
round.
the 2000 defense
Yeah.
were the Baltimore Bullies. Well, what's this defense?
The Roquan Rangers. I don't know. Like, I have no idea.
far.
Just make it past the second round of the
Ravens are
playoffs.
very good. I don't think they're
Well-
like historical like you're talking about.
Their defense is. That's what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
Like,
It's
But-
not a very impressive schedule. You guys beat the
Alright.
Lions and the Seahawks by a lot, but other than that, it's not a very impressive.
Okay, but that
schedule.
is
we beat the
impressive.
Bengals. We beat the Bengals. We beat the Browns.
The Bengals when Joe Burrow was on one leg.
No, he had a good game against.
It
Okay,
was
they
week
also
2.
didn't
We couldn't
they beat-
walk.
They beat the Browns with no Deshaun Watson, right?
Yeah. All right.
Alright,
Watson,
Enough of the Ravens.
Deshaun
Okay,
Watson.
I will
Dorian
say this.
Thompson-Robinson, the same
Baltimore
thing.
does a very good job at taking care of business. Okay. Besides the Colts, okay, every team's gonna lose a game they shouldn't. All right, that happens. But Baltimore takes care of business, and sometimes they do a little bit more than that. We see that in Seattle, and we see that in Detroit. Detroit is a great team. They'll probably win their division because Kirk's out for the year, so they don't really have anybody to threaten them for the crown of the NFC North. So they're probably going to lock that up, and to embarrass a team like that is huge. And not only to do that to another team that was leading their division, Seattle technically, even though I don't think they'll win the division, was leading the NFC West.
They also beat the Lions.
I just said that.
37-31.
I just
No,
said-
I'm saying the Seahawks did.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Seattle. Yeah, Seattle definitely beat. That was like week 2. Okay.
Who cares?
All right. But Seattle beat Detroit for sure. And I just think this says a lot more about Seattle than it says about Baltimore. Because I know Baltimore's really good. No, that's not an insult to Baltimore. Listen, let me finish. I know Baltimore's the best team in the AFC. I've said, dude, what are you talking about? Let me let me finish before you're like, he's like, let me finish saying what I think it says a lot more about Seattle not being as good as their record says. Geno Smith has definitely taken a step back this year. Like that's been very apparent. I had a lot of people chirping me, a lot of friends saying Geno Smith is better than Kirk Cousins back at home. He's not. We all know this. This is clear evidence.
Gino can't handle pressure.
Yeah,
and people
Geno's
start to
100%. That's you've hit the nail on the head. Geno has a very rough time handling pressure in the pocket, and if he can't get a run game going, he can't produce. And I feel like that's what separates him from the top 10 quarterbacks. I think that's what makes him, 15 to 20. And I use the Kirk Cousins rule, and Colin Cowherd does this too. When you get a guy like Kirk, you want a guy that's better. You got a franchise quarterback. If you got a guy that's worse, you're probably gonna want to look somewhere. Kirk, when I watch him, he plays a similar game to Geno, but he's not amazing at picking up pressure, but he can do it. And when there's no run game, he still produces. Geno doesn't do either. So
Like,
you got
my favorite thing about you is you relate everything to
Always-
Kirk Cousins.
dude, it's the Kirk pendulum, dude. The Kirk pendulum. It's the truth, though. Okay, tell me right now, if you got a quarterback better than Kirk Cousins, you feel pretty great about yourself, right?
No, I don't think that's what we're saying though. It's more that every time we bring up anything, you try to start
Everyone
talking
back to
about how
Kirk.
good
Because
Kirk
he's the
Cousins is.
goat. Because he's the goat.
All right, that's too far.
Okay, but you know what I'm saying. If you got a guy better than him,
Yeah.
then you feel pretty good, like a Jalen Hurts, Lamar Jackson, like you guys have. If you got a guy worse, like a Brock Purdy, Geno Smith, Mac Jones, like you don't feel great. You feel like, oh wow, we got to get somebody. Like we got to look at the draft and draft somebody.
You're saying he's like that middle of the tier guy to say like franchise quarterback or not?
Yeah, like if you got Kirk, like you're happy, but like you're like, maybe we get someone better eventually. If you got someone below him, you're like, well, we clearly need a quarterback now or in a couple years. And I feel like that's where Seattle is. They definitely need to get a quarterback soon. Probably not this year, but next year I think they got to start looking for one. And that's kind of my big takeaway. It's just Seattle is not as good as the record says they are. They'll make the playoffs because it's the NFC, but they're not that great.
Okay, but what about their defense? Supposedly it was a top 5 unit in the league. They gave up 515 yards of offense.
The defense was probably on the field for 90% of the
That is
game.
true. That is true.
Seattle couldn't. They literally could do nothing. They
Yeah,
could do nothing. I had Kenneth Walker in fantasy. I still won, obviously, because I'm the GOAT. But Kenneth Walker, I think, got me 1.7 points in fantasy.
0.6, yeah, 1.6.
Yeah.
All right,
So
let's move on. Let's move on. We gotta keep going.
Wait, but do you think Keaton Mitchell will have a good role with the team now that he went off?
I think they'll use him to get down to the goal line, and they'll obviously use Edwards at the goal line. I feel like Lamar Jackson's getting a lot of hate for his stats, but why the heck are you gonna throw the ball when you don't have to?
Yeah.
Like they're winning football games. Why
But
why fix what's not broken? It's not broken. Who cares? If Lamar Jackson doesn't have great stats and they win the Super Bowl, you think he cares? Like
no, but the issue is, let's say the Ravens end 13-3, best record in the AFC. No, fine. 13-4, best record in the
they probably
AFC.
will have
Lamar,
13.
That's why I'm saying that. But we have a difficult schedule, I will say that. Let's say Lamar ends with 3,500 passing yards, which is what he's on pace for, 18 touchdowns, and 6 interceptions. There's no way you can give that MVP without getting so much hate.
He's not going to get the MVP. I don't think he'll get it because of the stat line. But I don't care about MVPs. I care about Super Bowls, and I think Lamar Jackson's got the same mindset. Like he's already got an MVP as well. I think he's, like I said, the Ravens take care of business, and if it's not broken, so don't fix it. They're winning football games. That's the most important thing, and they look like the best team in the NFL.
So moving on, the Browns easily took care of business against Arizona. Do we say that their defense is one of the best units in the league?
Number 2 probably to Baltimore.
100%, but I also just think the Cardinals are, tanking at this point.
Like Clayton Tune, right? Or whatever his name is.
Taking tune. When's Kyler Murray coming back? Like 2
This
weeks?
week.
This
No,
week?
this week. This week.
Okay, so maybe
I stashed him in all my fantasy leagues on IR right when like the draft was over. And all my friends were like, why'd you do that? I'm like, well, you'll see in a couple of weeks when someone's begging for a quarterback. My fantasy quarterbacks in my one league are Mahomes, Stroud, and Kyler Murray.
Yeah, Murray's going to be my starter.
no, but Browns D is definitely top 3 in my opinion.
I think that's the only takeaway from the game is that Browns have a really good defense and Arizona isn't good.
Like all the Browns need is a mediocre Deshaun Watson, and they will easily be a playoff team that can win a game.
100%. They're like a worse version of Baltimore. Like
They just need average.
that's not really it's not an insult. It's just kind of true. Like, but especially with no Nick Chubb, that definitely hurts.
Well,
Yeah,
the Browns play
Get by
Baltimore.
with the other 2 guys. They can definitely get by with them.
The Browns play Baltimore in Baltimore with Deshaun Watson this time, this Sunday. So,
Well, we'll get to that, but I already have my opinion on that.
Yeah. All right. Next up,
what?
I think honestly the best game of the week. I was watching it on Red Zone and it was insane. Texans Buccaneers 37.
That would be the best game.
Might be the best game of the year. Might be the game of the year. Just the ending of that game was unbelievable.
CJ Stroud with a rookie record 470 passing yards and 5 touchdowns. Easily the best pick in the draft right now. Easily.
Yeah,
Having the
definitely.
best quarterback year out of any rookie ever.
Yeah.
Rookie QB.
I'd still say Witherspoon might have been the better pick, but both of those were home run picks. The Texans, they got their guy. That's sure. But when he was trying to face against the guy who was picked above him, why did he play horribly?
There's just games like that, I think.
Yeah, like players have off days.
But it was a big game out of Stroud. A lot of people say he has no supporting cast. I really don't
Tank
think
Dell, Nico Collins, they're legit.
they
No,
are
yeah,
legit.
they're good.
Same as Dalton Schultz. Like I don't think this is no supporting cast. He's
It's
great.
not
The best
all
supporting cast,
stars
but
by
it's
any
really good.
means, but I think Tank Dell could take a step forward and be a top 10 receiver at some point in his career. Like he's good. He's definitely good.
He's a rookie too.
Yeah.
He's a dog.
This rookie receiver class was stacked.
Very.
No, but CJ Stroud definitely. I mean, maybe if Anthony Richardson was healthy and he was still playing, maybe he'd be like neck and neck. But CJ Stroud's going to win Rookie of the Year by a mile.
Yeah. I feel like this shows that I don't think Houston's a playoff team because the AFC is so stacked, but they're definitely going to play spoiler to somebody.
Next year,
100%.
they'll take the next step.
Yeah, I think they'll take the next step next year. But like, if I look at their upcoming schedule for Houston, they obviously played Jacksonville again in Houston, but they also play the Jets, Browns, and I think they also play the Bengals this week. So you look at those games, and those are all potential playoff teams. Like, say what you want about the Jets, they definitely are contending, even with Zach Wilson not playing well at all. Like, there's definitely a chance that Houston, beats one of these teams that they're technically not as good as, like Jacksonville, Cincy, or Cleveland, and that ruins their playoff seeding. Or in a stacked AFC, Cleveland just completely falls out of it by a game, because a game can make a whole difference.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, definitely. Also, I feel like you say that they're going to take the next step next year, which they definitely might. But still, who are they going to be in over in the AFC next year? Like you got
their division's not hard though. So
Yeah.
what?
Listen,
they'll just win their division.
But you think the Texans' next step will be above the Jacksonville's next step when Trevor Lawrence is going into year 3?
I think they can be really close because I think D'Amico Ryan.
He's a great coach. But then Doug Peterson's also a really good head coach. He was.
Yeah, if CJ Stroud takes another step, Will Anderson, Derek Stingley on the defensive side, I think they can definitely go head to head with Jacksonville and compete for it.
Yeah, I think.
Well, we're about to see soon. We're going to see that soon.
Well, they crushed Jacksonville early in the season.
Yeah, they did.
And that was crazy.
I think if they crush Jacksonville again, there's a serious shot that they will win the division, but they just have to take care of business. They're definitely not as good as Jacksonville, but they have those games where they could just punch you right in the jaw like they did to the Steelers and Jaguars.
Well,
and they have games where they could lose to the Panthers.
Well, yeah, Jacksonville's if the Texans can figure out a way to beat the Bengals this week and Jacksonville lose to the Niners, the Texans definitely have a shot.
Let's go to Chicago at New Orleans, the Taysom Hill show. Saints win 24-17. I believe Beijing doesn't look bad, but he's not going to be a starting quarterback, right?
He has won himself a job as a backup quarterback and some money in the future, I think.
Yeah. The thing about Beijing, obviously that first game they won. He against the Raiders, he just dip and dunked all game. He did his job, whatever. But against the Saints, he tried to really stretch the ball downfield. And sometimes it went well, and sometimes it didn't, with 3 interceptions, 2 fumbles. So Beijing looked very turnover prone. But I think we got to say Derek Carr is actually starting to look pretty good in the Saints uniform.
It's because Taysom Hill in there, man. Taysom Hill.
I disagree.
He hasn't looked good?
I don't think he's looked bad, but like I expect it. I get it. It's his first year and it's taking time to gel in a new team, new system. But I read off his stats: 25 for 34, 211 yards and 2 touchdowns. That's pretty average to me. I mean, to be fair, I didn't watch too much of the game, but that's basically what Derek Carr is. He's average. He's not. No offense to Derek Carr, he's nothing special. And like this Saints team, the more I look at them, the more I'm just like, okay, they'll probably win the division, but they don't scare me. Like, even I know they play the Vikings next week. They could very well beat them. But look who they've beaten. Week 1, the Titans by 1 point. Then they beat Carolina by 3. They lost to Green Bay by 1. They blew a 17-point lead. They got blown out by the Bucks. They blew out New England. New England's bad. And then they lost to the Texans. They lost to the Jags. They beat the Colts with no AR. And they just beat the Bears. So their wins are against the Bears, Colts, Patriots, Panthers, and Titans.
No, Saints are the
Name
whole
the signature win. There's none. There's no signature win unless you say the domination of New England. But they can't beat a good team. And like, even if they beat the Vikings next week, who have a winning record, I'm not gonna be that impressed. Like, the Vikings are all beat up. Like, they have like half their offense out on like IR. So
Would you guys say Taysom Hill is the most dynamic weapon in the NFL?
all time. No one else is throwing touchdowns, running for 50 yards, and getting like catches at tight end. No one's ever done that before.
It's actually
I get it.
He's the ultimate weapon. Taysom Hill.
I think that's
am I wrong? Did someone do that like in the 80s or something? Like, I've never heard
can quarterbacks not be called a weapon. Like, we'd only say like wide receivers or tight ends.
no.
If
We
you use
use the most dynamic, like the most like you can use them
Swiss
at
Army knife.
Swiss Army.
I feel like if they wanted, they could put Lamar Jackson on a wide receiver.
You're not gonna do that.
Well, I know they wouldn't, and I don't blame them for not.
But we could do that with Tyler Huntley.
I'm just saying, I think Lamar Jackson could literally do anything. His like athleticism is wild.
It is.
All right,
And
let's
the little bit of a dirty play on him earlier.
let's move on to Carter's Vikings. I think it was honestly one of the most impressive quarterback performance I've ever seen out of Josh Dobbs.
I mean,
Like, in certain circumstances.
dude,
Carter-
I thought the game was over after the first quarter when I saw Hall go out, and I wanted, dude, he got a concussion.
Well, when he's back, is he gonna start?
Well, after what Dobbs did, you can't do that. But if Dobbs looks bad, dude,
Also,
Hall looked good too.
5 for 6, 78 yards.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if you watch the first drive, they didn't do anything. The second drive, dude, he was carving them up. Like, he was going up down the field. I'm like, man, I'm like, he looks good. I was so excited. And everyone's like, Josh Dobbs is gonna start. I'm like, dude, no, Jaren Hall, like, he's pretty solid actually. And he tries to run it in. And he gets stopped to the 1 yard line, and Jeff Okudah knocks him in the head. First of all, Jeff Okudah should never, play another snap in the NFL. He's dirty. You see what he did to KJ Osborne? How do you not get thrown out of the game?
What did he do?
He knocked him out cold and he blindsided him, completely blindsided, knocked him out cold. And Osborne, like, this Vikings offense cannot catch a break with the injuries. Like, they're so undermanned for the Saints game coming up. But back to the Falcons Vikings game, Josh Dobbs came in not knowing any of the cadences, been there for 4 days, and not knowing half the players' names in the locker room. Goes in unprepared. Kevin O'Connell, and this is why I think he should be a Coach of the Year candidate. Not saying he's going to get it because the record doesn't show. You start 0-3, that also is your fault. But to go climb back from 0-3, go 5-4, lose your QB, go 4-0 without Justin Jefferson is just absolutely remarkable to me. And to be in your QB3, QB4's ear technically, and to help him win that game, and to go on the road. And this is a good Atlanta defense, by all means. A very good Atlanta defense. Top 10 in the league. And Josh Dobbs, he doesn't look great in the first half. He doesn't look that great. Second half, completely different guy. I don't know what they told him in the locker room. I don't know what they gave him in the locker room.
He started going to what he's good at. He started tapping into his strengths with running and stuff. And he broke a lot of good tackles.
Oh my God, the 4th and 7 and that touchdown run he had. I mean, it was absolutely wild.
It was really weird seeing a quarterback in a Vikings uniform be making plays on his feet like that. It kind of caught me off guard.
That's one thing I was talking to my dad about, because I'd go back and forth with him on the phone. I'm like, I don't know how you see this, and like, you're the Vikings. You're like, let's go with Kirk again for another year off a torn Achilles who can't move. And I love Kirk, obviously, but you look at what Dobbs did for being there for one game and not knowing anything. having that safety net of a quarterback that could improvise with his legs is huge. That's why they won the game. Those runs that Josh Dobbs had were clutch. And I also think Dobbs did a great job at just finding his man. He didn't do anything absurdly wild throwing the ball. Besides that one pass to Jordan Addison, who is a easy top, probably not. I think he's the most talented rookie receiver. I really do, talent-wise. I know Puka's got the yards and all that, but I think Jordan Addison is a wide receiver 1 in the future for sure. So I'm just very impressed with them. And then touching on the Atlanta side of the ball, Taylor Heineke, we already know what he is. He's got a noodle arm, but he can move the ball, and that's what they did. And I think Arthur Smith needs to get fired soon. How do you not give Bijan Robinson
at all?
How do you not give him the ball one time? And you know what I'm talking about. When they recovered that Dobbs fumble, why was he not in there for one snap? Not one.
They said because Bijan fumbled. That's why he said he was out. But like the talent level that they have in offense that they don't use, that's never happened before.
Yeah,
that's true. But Tyler Algier, he is a good back.
Oh, he's good.
Tyler
But
Algier,
Bijan's
he's
different
not,
level.
dude.
But,
Dude,
based on like most coaches, especially when it's a rookie, no matter when they were drafted, if they fumble the ball, you're not getting another rush that game. And that's because, and especially when you have a backup option like Tyler Algier, who rarely fumbles, and he's still good and he still gets yards, give him the ball.
I get that, but when you're trying
Tyler
to
Algier was doing nothing before that last drive.
Yeah.
Algier was doing nothing for that last drive. They ran it very well down the field, scored a touchdown. And they looked good. I can't lie. Like that last drive, Atlanta did. But
Algier was cooking that drive.
What?
Algier was cooking that drive.
That was it. That's literally that's the only good thing he did all day. And again, it was what he needed to do. But before that, like he was averaging like a yard per carry. Like he wasn't doing anything. And I just still think it's like going to have a Thanksgiving feast. And you got turkey, mashed potatoes, you got the gravy and all that. And you go into the kitchen pantry and you make a bowl of Cheerios. Like that's what the Atlanta Falcons are doing.
That actually is.
Why are you making Cheerios when there's turkey and like mashed potatoes and yams and all that stuff out there? Like feast. Like why are you eating that? And that's what they're doing. Like they're playing with their food. They're not eating it. And they need to use Bijan. Drake London was out. I don't care for that excuse. So was Justin Jefferson and Christian Darrisaw and Kirk Cousins. I could care less. The Vikings had way too many injuries for me to feel bad for Atlanta. But you have Drake London when he's back, Bijan, Kyle Pitts. You have a good O-line for the most part, a solid O-line. And quarterback situation stinks for sure. But get these guys the ball. Like besides the O-line, obviously, but
yeah, get them the ball. That's true.
We got to move on. Next up, we can be very quick about this because this is the Who Cares game of the week. I think I'm gonna keep that going. Packers, Rams. Who cares?
I don't care. Did not watch it. Do not care. Means nothing to me.
All right.
Green Bay stinks. The Rams they can beat anybody and lose to anyone. I feel.
Well, it seems like you care.
Well, it helped me in fantasy because I started Green Bay's defense right when I saw Stafford went out, so it got me 12 points.
All right, moving on. We'll talk from Rudra here. Commanders 20, Patriots 17. Battle of mid.
Yes. Sam Howell, he's extremely mistake prone, but he does have some really good games, and I feel like he's learning as a quarterback.
He's their franchise quarterback. I 100% believe
he is, and he could really launch the ball, and he really he's not afraid to throw the ball over the middle, which a lot of quarterbacks are afraid to do.
Yeah, I mean, this is another kind of like I don't really care.
Yeah,
but, I mean, Patriots. They should be getting a quarterback, but they probably won't because they're the Patriots and Bill Belichick does what he wants.
They'll have JJ McCarthy soon.
Yeah.
Probably.
I do think the Commanders. I think the Commanders are on the right track, like long term.
Yeah,
but
I agree.
It's not this year. They have a chance at the 7th seed, but probably won't.
Yeah, it'll probably be like one of the NFC South teams or the Vikings, maybe.
Yeah. So, I mean, yeah. Who cares about this? I guess we have 2. Who cares?
I would say
we got a third. We got a third. Who cares? Right after.
I'd say the Sam Howell take is accurate though. I feel like he's very underrated. I know he's mistake prone, but that O line is terrible.
Yeah,
the O line's absolutely awful. I think you're right that they're going in the right direction, but it's a shame they play in the same division with Philly and Dallas because it'll be tough.
He was
Dude,
only sacked
my little
3
brother.
times in the last game.
Yeah, they just need to they need to build that O line. Maybe another receiver because I don't know if Jahan or Curtis Samuels is enough to be a game changer.
I think it's definitely enough to move the ball around. I think they should low key look at Brock Bowers for Georgia, tight end.
Oh, that'd be a great pickup for them.
Well, Logan Thomas has been good.
He's
He's
good.
good, but Brock Bowers
Brock
is
Bowers
like,
is a good man.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. I guess
especially O line. Yeah.
Andrew is saying who cares of this game as well. Colts and Panthers. Do you
3
guys?
interceptions out of Bryce Young.
I'm just disappointed in Bryce Young.
Same.
I was because he looked good in the Texans game. He did. And that was against.
I didn't watch this game. I'm seeing a stat line now. Yeah, he might suck.
I
Well,
don't.
I predicted him to be a bust. A lot of people were predicting CJ Stroud to be a bust.
Is it him or is it the team though? He
It's
is.
him.
It's
him.
both. It's both.
Is nobody.
He is a very non-regular quarterback way of playing the game. He backs up. He backs up in a back pedal, and in the NFL, you're going to be sacked by the time you get to the top of that back pedal. You got to drop back like you're an actual NFL quarterback, and that's what he fails to understand. He obviously it worked at Bama, whatever. They have the best O-line. They have no one's getting to the quarterback. He can just sit back in the pocket forever, thread defenses, whatever. As soon as he gets into the league, he's at the top of his little back pedal drop, and he's already getting crowded on. And then he can't throw the ball over the line. He can't see over his lineman because he's only 5'9".
Okay, that's just not
going to work. He's just not going to work as an NFL quarterback. I'm
That
sorry.
O-line's terrible. Okay, let's be real. The O-line's awful. He has absolutely no running game. Miles Sanders was a complete.
Yeah, I was about to say. I see why the Eagles didn't pay Miles Sanders now.
Yeah.
Because
Well, I've never been a Miles Sanders guy, and the second I saw him leave Philly, I'm like, of course they get away with that. Everyone's gonna be knocking on Philly for not signing him. They didn't need him.
We got DeAndre
And they
Swift.
traded for DeAndre Swift, who looks good. Philly knows how to incorporate a run game. They're very good at that. So I always give them props for that. Miles Sanders stinks. Chuba Hubbard is not great. Thielen can only get you so far. DJ Chark is DJ Chark, he's okay. And then they have Hayden Hurst. That offense is not good. Like I said, the O-line and running game are absolutely awful. And the two things I think you would want for a rookie quarterback to help them adjust is a reliable run game, so they don't have to do too much, and a good O-line. And they lack that. And I feel like yes,
just
I get
wait when Anthony Richardson is back for the Colts and he has this unbelievable run game. They are gonna be. That's
what they'll probably get is they'll probably get Marvin Harrison Jr. That's what I'm thinking they'll get. Or
wait, who? The Colts or the Panthers?
Colts. Panthers can't. They don't have a first round pick.
Oh yeah,
Which is very unfortunate for them.
I just realized how bad this week of football is. I'm just looking at the
Oh
scores.
yeah, no, dude. I was telling. Look at next week. Do you know what next week's Sunday night football game is?
Let's take a look.
Broncos Vikings. What?
Wait, aren't they allowed to flex after week 9?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, but they waited too long. They already said Broncos Vikings is going on. So it's Jets Raiders Sunday night, then Broncos Vikings, which is just awful. That's just living off like the Josh Dobbs hype, I guess. I have no idea.
And the Bills Bengals game wasn't even entertaining, which is frustrating.
It was okay. It wasn't good, though.
I want to give Bryce Young one more year. You know, obviously, Trevor Lawrence did not look good as rookie.
I'm not gonna. You can't judge him off of this year or this team. You can't.
There are bright spots.
But Trevor Lawrence, I haven't seen any bright spots personally.
You just hate on him so much.
No, I don't. It's just he has such a non-traditional way of playing quarterback that it's not going to work in the NFL. Like I understand Lamar Jackson. He came into the league having an extremely non-traditional way of playing quarterback, and the difference with him, he had the athleticism. Bryce Young's athleticism isn't out of this world. He's probably just as fast as Joe Burrow. If they went speed for speed on a sprint, 40 yards,
Joe
it's probably
got torn ACL. So
speaking of torn ACLs and not working out in the NFL, Daniel Jones. Giants lose 30-6 to the new look Raiders. I mean, again, who cares? But Aiden O'Connell looked decent.
Yeah, Aiden O'Connell did look decent. He looked really. Aiden O'Connell did look good against the Chargers when he played and started that one game. And the thing about him is, he looked great. If you watch the game, he looked great that game. I watched the whole
some flashes, but that was the game where he got sacked like how many times?
Oh yeah, okay. Other than the sacks, I mean, throwing the ball wise,
I guess Aiden O'Connell definitely has flashes, but he didn't.
And let me tell you this. Let me tell you this. When Aiden O'Connell played against the Chargers that game, obviously you look at the stats, whatever. He got sacked 7 times. He had a 68.1 rating, 7.5 QBR. So maybe he didn't look good. Okay. Maybe he looked
flashes. I can't lie, he does.
But I will say the Raiders would have won that football game. But Josh McDaniels or whoever the Raiders play caller is, they ran the exact same play not 2 times in a row, but they ran it. It didn't work. Then they ran a different play, ran the ball, then they ran it again.
Oh, McDaniels is out, right?
No, yeah, I know. I'm saying against the Chargers.
Oh, okay.
Like 5 weeks ago, when Aiden O'Connell had his first career start. So they were like on their game tying drive. They ran a play. It didn't work. Whatever. Then they ran the ball, got stopped. Then they ran the play again, the same play. No one talked about this, but they ran the play 2 times in 3 plays. They ran it on 4th down. He does the same rollout, little pick play. And obviously, as a rookie quarterback, you're going to teach them, okay, this is where the play is going. You're going to throw this pass because you're rolling out to the right and you're looking for your receiver getting open on the right side. So he does that. He rolls out and he throws a game-losing interception. Everyone's saying, that's a horrible read. Aiden O'Connell's terrible. But no, like this is the worst play call ever. So I think you got to give him some benefit of the doubt that he's able to move the ball down the field. Yeah, he holds the ball too long. Yeah, he's listening to his coaches, which is a good thing. But he looked good against the Giants, and I think they should roll with him for the rest of the season.
They are. They want to pay Garoppolo. So.
Yeah, I will say Daniel Jones. He didn't look good to start the game.
First contract in NFL history.
Yeah, I don't.
Thank you.
I don't think so.
Please let me break this down. Let me break down the Giants. Dude, I said this before. I said this before on one of our earlier podcast episodes. The worst thing that could happen to the New York Giants was beating that Vikings team in the playoffs. And everything I said to my friends, they're like, oh, no, you're wrong. They're going to go 10-7 and contend for the – no, they're not. All right. First of all, they win that playoff game. So now you got to extend Daniel Jones. And they do. They extend Daniel Jones. And everyone's happy because, he's so good. He beat the worst defense in, like, the entire playoffs and then get stomped on by Philly. Big surprise. Okay. So they give Daniel Jones $80 million guaranteed in that contract. They owe him another $40 million next year. Guaranteed. Regardless. So now you go to the draft. And I think Deontay Banks is a great draft pick. You know where they are, exactly where they were? Quentin Johnson hasn't been good, but you missed out on JSN, Johnston, Zay Flowers, and Jordan Addison because you won the playoff game. That's where you're at. So you miss out on all those top receivers. And they wind up settling for Jalen Hyatt. And Jalen Hyatt, I think, has talent, but he's not going to be that good. We all know that.
Especially in that offense.
We fast forward. Oh, my gosh. Let's look at the schedule for the Giants. It's brutal. They have to play San Fran, who they, absolutely get stomped by. They have to play Philly twice, who they haven't even played yet. They get absolutely embarrassed week 1 by Dallas. And I'm looking at this, and I'm telling my friends at home, because they're all Giants fans, I'm like, they'll probably have 2 wins by like week 10. And they're like, you're just a hater. You're just salty. How many wins do the Giants have? 2.
Dos.
And I don't think this is Brian Dable's fault or Wink Martindale's.
Bad roster.
I think it's a bad roster. And I think it does, Brian Dable does have to play with it because he's coaching it. But they have no receiver talent at all. Literally none. I think Wan'Dale Robinson's solid, but that's about as much as you'll get. The Darren Waller trade is terrible, I think. I think Waller's a good player, but we all knew he was going to get hurt. We all knew it was going to be hamstring, and it happened. And the season's a complete bust. It's a complete bust. And they're going to be looking at getting a quarterback probably. And I don't know if they'll be bad enough to get it because Chicago has 2, of the top 3 picks, and Arizona's probably worse, who they beat. So I think they're going to wind up having to.
Well, no, I don't think you go for a quarterback if you're the Giants. You're paying him $160 million.
Yeah, you might as well suck for the next few years, really.
You kind of have to at least go 1 more year with him, and you don't want Daniel Jones teaching the next quarterback and helping mentor him because he's not good enough to mentor. So
I don't think you expect that from Daniel Jones, though. I don't think you have that extra. Like you have to look at this from an organizational standpoint.
You can't. No, yeah, that's what I'm saying. You can't have $40 million every single year in dead money.
No, it's just next year. Just next year's guaranteed. Just next year.
So 1 more year.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
it's
yeah, next
1
year.
I think what they'll probably have is I think the dream scenario for the Giants is they somehow get Drake May or Caleb Williams. They're able to sit them for maybe a year, or if they're really that good, then you just you bite your tongue with the Daniel Jones thing and you accept that $40 million loss and you roll with that because Brian Dable can lose his job if they're the worst team in the NFL again next year. There's no doubt. I don't care that he won a playoff game last year. We all knew that Giants team was overrated and overachieved, and we're seeing that now. So I think they're very much in like a panic mode where they need to do something extraordinary in this upcoming draft or next year, or there will be some firings in the future.
All right, let's go to a game I do very much care about. It might have taken 20 years off of my life. I was freaking out. My roommate heard me screaming. Eagles escape 28-23. Eagles are the best team in the NFL.
No,
Yeah.
I think it is fair to say that. Like, I'm not gonna say they're not, but I just want to look at one thing. Let me just look real quick. The Eagles, they start the season beating the Patriots by 5. Okay, it's week 1. It's okay to have a rough game where you almost lose to the Patriots. Vikings, you win by 6. Okay, whatever. You beat the Buccaneers by 14. Okay. They started off 2-0. That's pretty good, whatever. Then you go to overtime against the Commanders. The Commanders should have won. But they should have won. He was
I don't
in
know
bounds.
about should have won, but
He was not in bounds. What are you
He was in
talking about?
bounds. He was in bounds.
Wasn't.
he was not in bounds. He was
Then
definitely not in bounds.
Yeah, I know. He wasn't.
We're on the rules.
Okay. Then you lose to the Jets. Everyone has a game like that. Like the Ravens lost to the Colts and the Steelers. Whatever. Okay. Okay, looking at the schedule, you have had some decent wins. But what I will say is, wow, aren't y'all battle tested soon? You got the Chiefs. When do you play the Chiefs? Is it this week?
Next week.
No,
next
we have
week.
bye week, and then we're at Chiefs Monday or
That
the
is
Chiefs
so brutal that they give the Chiefs the bye week that week too.
Yeah, because that was one advantage. But yeah,
So
we go Chiefs,
got
Bills.
wow, you got
Cowboys,
Chiefs.
Seahawks.
Yeah, Chiefs,
Bills will
Bills.
win. Don't care. Bills are overrated.
Okay, Chiefs, Bills, Niners, Cowboys, Seahawks.
Yeah.
Okay, I got you winning 4 of those. I'm not gonna lie.
Do you guys want to know something crazy? So before the season, I had like this little like Eagles like thing on Instagram that I would just post stuff. I made a record predictions, a schedule prediction,
Yeah.
And so far I'm 100% accurate for the Eagles.
Dude, I had that 1 year with the Vikings. I had it. Yeah, I did the same thing with the green W's and red L's. I did.
Okay, but did you make that before or after you knew Aaron Rodgers?
Before. This was before the season, but what I have the Eagles winning against the Chiefs, losing against the Bills, beating the Niners, and losing at the Cowboys at home, and then losing at the
Bills
Giants
won
setting.
They're
You have
beating
them
the
losing against the
I think we're gonna
Giants.
beat the Bills now, but before the season. But I'm still 100% right, which is pretty impressive. I think.
I think you are 100% beating the Chiefs.
I don't. We definitely can. We definitely can. But our secondary is so beat up. I don't care.
That's why I don't think they beat.
But they have no receivers. They have no receivers.
I don't care.
Doesn't matter. Travis Kelce, dude.
We have 3 rookies trying to guard starting receivers in the NFL. Like we can't do that.
Travis Kelce hasn't even been playing that well this year.
It'll be an Arrowhead. They have a bye.
We do have Kevin Byard to try to match up with Kelce now, which was a great trade, I think.
Yeah, it was. I think the Bills will actually beat you guys.
No way.
I can see anything happening, honestly, because I still think the Bills are good.
You will beat the Niners. You will lose to the Cowboys. You will actually lose to the Seahawks.
No, they will not lose.
No, I will say one thing: Seahawks have the Eagles number. We never beat the Seahawks. That's like our one team.
Okay, I know what you're talking about. They're not losing, dude. That Seattle O-line and Geno Smith.
You heard it here first.
Jalen Carter.
The Eagles will definitely beat the Seahawks, and they'll definitely beat the Bills. I think. I think
we're locked for the number 1 seed right now.
100%. They're getting the number 1 seed.
We're at 1.5 games above the line. The Lions are a big run.
If you lose to the
Cowboys, is a clutch bye week too because Jalen Hurts' knee.
If you lose at home to the Cowboys, you're not a lock for the even number 1 seed in your division.
We beat them at home.
They already won at home.
Yeah, I'm saying if you lose.
Yeah, but we're two
in
and a
that-
half we're 2.5 games above them right now. Where we haven't lost in a division yet. So
But they have an easier. They don't have to play the Chiefs.
okay,
They
but
get
you know right now the Cowboys are going to lose a really stupid game.
They do. They did it last year against Jacksonville. Where
well. They're
should've-
losing. They're losing on Thanksgiving Day to the Commanders. They always do.
Probably, but the Eagles. All right, here's my thing. So I told you guys before previous podcast, we were the best. It was the best Super Bowl hangover of all time because we looked bad, but we're still winning.
They still don't look great, and they're
Right,
still
but the
yeah.
offense is starting to turn it up.
They look pretty
It's
good.
starting to look like Jalen
They,
Hurts again.
they
He
look
plays on
pretty
one
good.
dude.
They
For
look-
their standards, they okay, Pat, you know them right. They could look a lot better.
Yeah, the talent that we have on defense, we should not be looking that bad in the secondary.
And on offense too, I think. Besides
We're
AJ
starting
Brown,
to turn it up on offense. I'm not.
yeah,
worried
it's
about
getting better, but like
I think Slay has definitely lost a step.
It's not Slay. It's Bradbury.
it's Bradbury. but-
Yeah, I think Bradbury's not that good.
He's not anymore. It's Slay's doing fine. So right now
Bradbury
we have
lost you the Super Bowl.
Bradbury and Eli Ricks, who was an undrafted rookie. He's really good for undrafted rookie, but last game he was guarding CD in the slot like all game, and he had 191 yards. So that worries me a lot because
Yeah.
we have
Bradbury did lose you the Super Bowl.
What?
Bradbury did a little tug and pull on
Dude,
the
shut up. Don't listen. There's one thing we don't talk about in this podcast. It's that Super Bowl. Okay, that was like the worst day of my life.
That was my birthday, so I was actually pretty.
Wait,
happy.
were you a football fan in 2017
Who?
when you won the Super Bowl? You.
Oh, I
I've
thought you
been-
were asking me. I'm like,
I've been
yeah.
an Eagles fan my entire life.
Oh, so Rudra was the one that started.
Rudra is the new, Rudra is 2018. He started.
Oh, okay.
Rudra's like, oh my god, the Patriots won.
That's why he said like Garrett.
Rudra's
Blunt.
like the Garrett Blunt. Okay.
All right, what do you guys? All right, my question for you guys: where do you guys rank the Eagles and the Cowboys in terms of best teams in the NFL?
Eagles would probably be like 3.
But who's your 2 then? If you have the Ravens 1?
Chiefs.
No, I got the Eagles at 1 or 2. I'm not gonna choose. I think they'd be 1A, 1B right now.
It's pretty even right now.
Well, dude, okay, let's be real here. Let's be real. Like, we always knock on the Chiefs, and then they do it every year.
I know, but it's what we see right now. We can't base it off of what happens.
I know, okay, but all right. Besides the Chiefs' offense not looking that explosive, it's clean. It's a clean offense. All right. And then run game was definitely better this year than last year. And I think Andy Reid off the fly is definitely going to beat Philly. I mean, I could be surprised, and then Philly wins that game. But I have more faith in Andy Reid than Nick Sirianni. And I'm not saying Sirianni is like a bad coach.
I understand that, but the Chiefs, if they have to go through their run game to get like their offense started, they're not going to get the run game started against the Eagles D line.
Listen, I just don't know who's guarding Travis.
I will
Kelce.
say,
Evan Byard. That's what he's there
if
for.
the Eagles don't lose a single one of these next 5 tough games and they win the Super Bowl this year,
Best team also.
I think you can say they're the best team of all time.
I'll take it.
What, 16-1 and you win the Super Bowl and you beat the Chiefs?
Dude, they're not going 16-1. I'll tell you that right now.
They're not going to, but
We all know this. Philly always loses a game in December where they shouldn't. They did it against the Saints last year. I know that Gardner Minshew. Wait, who they have playing?
Yeah, it was Gardner Minshew because Hurts was out for like 3 games.
Yeah,
It's so
they shouldn't have
frustrating.
lost
How,
it. But
doesn't it feel like every single year the Chiefs just have smooth sailing? Yeah, they have the Eagles, but then they have Raiders,
makers know
Packers,
what they're
Bills,
doing.
Patriots, Raiders, Bengals, Chargers.
Yeah.
the Chiefs are going to wind up having a worse record than Philly. But I think when it's said and done, we're probably gonna be in for a Super Bowl rematch or probably Philly.
There's absolutely no way the Ravens get the 1 seed over the Chiefs.
I don't think so either, just because off
All right, wait,
records
If
or
the
off who they have
Bengals-
to play on the schedule.
If the Bengals stay at the 7 seed and we get the 2 seed and it's Ravens versus Bengals round 1, we're losing.
let's
No,
talk
I don't
about
think
some Bengals. Bengals beat the Bills. Andrew, are you a little nervous that the Bengals are back to being in shape?
I think the Bengals are the 3rd best team in the AFC right now.
I have
Yeah.
them right there, too.
I'd
I think
agree.
I think Burrow, if you saw his post-game interview, I think it was Tracy Wolfson. No, I don't think it was. It was someone. I forgot who. But they go, so what do you feel you can do now that you couldn't do in the first 4 weeks of the season? He immediately says, run. He
You
just
can
says
see it too. He's scrambling and he's like running for first downs. You can see it.
he's always been that type of quarterback. His pocket presence is the best in the league, in my opinion. It's always been. But now that he can escape the pocket, he can run out of the pocket and throw on the run. Earlier in the season, he could still like step in the pocket, escape the pocket, but he didn't have the speed or he didn't trust his legs enough in order to get out. So he would just take that sack. He wouldn't even try to really get out of the pocket and make a play. But now he clearly is. And once again, an amazing game out of him. The stat sheet doesn't show it that well, but he still had 350 yards and 2 touchdowns. And Joe Burrow went from the worst quarterback rating in the league after 4 weeks.
Last 2 weeks he's played, he's been on a tear.
So now, what's he at now? Sorry, second, please. To now. Okay, it's still not too high, but it's not bad. It's not bad. And
I think
he's starting to look good.
Is the most important bye week of the season.
I have to say this. I have Joe
Got the
Burrow.
most clutch bye week of all time with his calf and Higgins ribs.
If they like win the Super Bowl, it's the best bye week of all time by far.
I have Joe Burrow for MVP.
I would say that's not crazy, but Jamar Chase might miss games. Jamar Chase might miss games. He hurt his back pretty bad, apparently.
I don't care. T. Higgins is really good.
Tyler Boyd's also really really good wide
That's
receiver.
true. I just think Jamar Chase is like a top 3 receiver in the NFL.
So. Burrow's stats really
probably 4 now. AJ Brown's fucking
AJ Brown.
Probably listen, I don't care what you guys say. We all know when Jefferson comes back, he's gonna eat. So I'd probably have JJ, Tyreek Hill, AJ Brown, Jamar Chase, like those 4.
Burrow still has 9 more games. He's already passed for 1,900 yards, and you would think, based on how bad his first 4 games were, that he would have a touchdown to interception ratio like 8-8, but it's 12-4.
Yeah, so, no, he just couldn't make completions happen. He wasn't turning the ball over like crazy.
Yeah, so I'm just saying, like, I feel like he can end up,
especially because there's no like real front runner. Like, no one's going crazy this year.
I feel like I'm gonna actually bet it right now. You heard it here first, everyone. But do not bet. This is actually a fake betting app.
Yep, and Andrew is totally 21 years old.
He's not.
No. It's a fake betting app. I'm admitting I'm 18, but this is not real money. I'm betting coins.
Let's go to the last game of the week. Chargers and Jets. Zach Wilson threw 49 balls, which should never happen in a game.
Terrible game.
I didn't watch it because
Did he really play that bad?
Oh, awful.
No, this way he's playing so scared to like throw picks that it's hurting the team.
Yeah, and not only that, like they fumbled the ball twice and it was 2 costly fumbles before like the last fumble where they were down by like 20. And I just feel like after that happened, like he probably felt all the weight of the ball.
So you guys think that's what it is? You guys think that's why he's getting sacked so much?
Because last year he got killed for throwing picks. Like fans hate him, so he's just trying to be like decent.
But he literally said in the post game interview that he feels better than he's ever felt. He feels confident. His mental is in a much better spot.
Doesn't mean he's good.
Buy that?
I really just they're terrible. They're terrible on offense.
Did Rudra end up sending anybody his tiers?
He says it's the one from last week. We can edit it, but we really can't.
I mean,
so
you can't really edit it. I just think.
Do we have it?
I have it on my phone.
I just think Zach Wilson, as long as he's a Jets quarterback, that's going to hinder them from getting into the playoffs. So probably.
Wait, Patrick.
They'll probably just miss out. And I don't think Aaron Rodgers is coming back.
He is. He literally, did you not see what he said to Derwin James?
Oh, a few weeks. Like, what else did he say? Like, he said,
I will say this.
On my phone from ESPN. It said, where is it? My God.
You guys see this?
I'll find it. Wait.
Oh, wait, these are the same as last week's, you're saying?
Yeah, he said we can edit it based off of it.
Oh, okay.
Okay, well, you know what we could do? If you go into tiermaker.com, which is probably what he uses because the same thing, we could put together a tier.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's put it together on air.
Yeah, I'll do that. Come on.
That's great.
Yeah, we'll make a good
But-
one. And Rudra can take some notes.
I will say I have Aaron Rodgers coming back week 14 with the Jets being 6-6. And I think Aaron Rodgers will bring them to no, okay, sorry. That's not what I meant. I meant week 14. Is that what I said?
You said when they're 6-6. So
I
whatever
have
that is.
I have Aaron Rodgers coming back when they're 6-7.
He will
week-
not come back if they're 6-7 off a torn Achilles behind that.
I think he will. I think he'll come back when they're 6-7, and I think he'll bring them to 10-7, and they'll be the 7th seed in the AFC.
No way. I'm telling you right now, he only comes back is if they're already in the playoffs.
No, because he wants to play in the regular season.
I don't. If he comes back and plays for the Jets this year, he's going to get hurt.
Will J.K. Dobbins be back this season?
No,
I'm
Could
not
he
gonna-
be there for the playoffs if the Ravens make a deep playoff run?
unless the Ravens make the Super Bowl, that's the only way J.K. Dobbins.
But
Will ever
if
see
J.K.
the Super Bowl.
Dobbins is available for the Super Bowl, will the Ravens even give him a lot of carries?
No,
Not if they make the playoffs. Not if they make the Super Bowl.
unless one of the running backs goes down.
But I'm gonna look at the Jets schedule.
Hold
Wait,
on.
do you think the Chargers are a playoff team?
All right, you guys see this?
They'll just miss out. They'll just miss out.
Yeah, I see this. Perfect.
All right, this
Oh,
is
dude, this is
the one I
this is
can
old.
find. It's 2016, so you got the old Rams and the Redskins logo, but we'll make do. So
All right, so
right.
S tier is obviously the best. D tier is the worst. Let's just do tiers. We don't have to do rank.
yeah, we don't have to put them in order.
All right,
No,
so
let's put them in order. But let's put them in the tiers first and then change the order once they're in the tier. Oh, ha 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 ha.
Baltimore is definitely number 1 right now in the NFL.
A or B for Cowboys? What do you think?
A.
Hey,
Bears,
Bears D.
B, Browns.
We can add
B,
an F tier if you want. See the little
B.
tool right there? The tool.
Yes.
I believe it will let you add a row below. And then you could type F. Are we allowed to even say that?
You are now. I don't know why I put it there. Hold on. We didn't say it. That's just what was there. All right, Saints.
we will put the Saints in the C tier.
Yeah, I would agree.
Steelers.
C.
5-3.
Say I don't. Dude, we know what they are.
B?
I'd
Bengals.
put the B. I'd put the Steelers in the B.
All right, I won't argue it, but I don't agree with it.
But I think we should order them once they're in it. A.
Okay, we can order it once they're in it, but let's just tier them first. Yeah, that's
Niners,
easy.
we're going A.
Yeah,
A.
Packers, D.
D.
Chiefs S.
Yes.
Yep, easy.
C.
The whole
C.
NFC South goes in the C.
Yeah,
Except the Panthers.
Bills B. Panthers, yeah. Broncos. I kind of like C.
See? I mean, Russell Wilson's not doing that bad.
I don't think it's it's the defense.
What's their record now? Are they 3-4?
3-5. But he
I
has
know
a
they're
good
3-5,
stat
but like, I don't know. I just have some faith in them. Like winning, like I think they could totally they play the Vikings next week. I totally could see them beating them.
I'd put them in C, but I would move
Yes.
them to the front of C.
Well, we'll rearrange it. We'll
Yeah,
rearrange it.
we'll rearrange them. So
Colts.
C.
D, yeah. I think they're D.
You think they're
Yeah,
not?
definitely, dude. There's just such a ceiling,
Jags.
A for Jacksonville.
Yeah.
Rams. Old Rams logo.
D.
Weird.
Poor Rams. I think it's D.
Hey, wait, who was high on the Rams?
Me.
Oh no.
Dude, Stafford's hurt. Like,
Okay, but it didn't matter, dude. They're just not that great. Miami
B. B.
A.
B.
You
I'm
guys.
saying B. I'm saying B. They can't beat good teams.
Front of B. Front of B.
All of these teams, yeah, they're the top of B. They cannot beat any of the A teams.
I think they could if they played Detroit. I think they'd beat Detroit.
No.
Vikings, C or B.
I think B, but like I just want to see how Josh Dobbs plays again.
I
Like,
think back
Kirk,
of
I'm
B.
putting at C.
they have the same record as Buffalo.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think back of B.
but okay. Pats.
Ass.
Yeah.
Oh,
Jets
good.
C. That offense is just too bad. They're C.
Sure.
They're not
D.
D. They're C. That defense is way too good.
Yeah.
Chargers are
Chargers-
so weird.
Chargers are C.
I think they're B.
Now,
I want to put them in like the front of C because they can win games. They just don't.
yeah.
Yeah.
Bucks.
We know they're going to miss the playoffs by a game or two.
Yeah.
Bucks
C.
at the bottom of C.
Yeah, Bucks are C.
Titans. C.
D.
Yeah. Washington would probably be top of D or C.
Yeah. All right. Now we can order. Oh, where's the Eagles at? That's messed up.
Wait, what?
Eagles aren't in here.
Looks like we need to do a new tier list.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
There's no
10,
Eagles.
11, 12,
Or
13,
are they missing teams in general?
20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. There's only 30 in here.
Wait,
we're
so we're
missing-
missing Philly.
That's messed up, man.
Wait, so we're missing 2.
Yeah, so Philly's
D and
one.
O.
Who's the other one?
Seattle.
Yeah, you're right.
Wait, just go to a different NFL tier. We'll be quick. Be quick.
There isn't. I'm literally telling you. I couldn't. This is the only one I could find with like just regular tiers.
Just look up NFL team tiers.
That's what I did.
Oh.
See like announcers, Pokemon, Fortnite.
What the heck?
Wait, NFL team rankings.
We're at
Left.
There we
Okay.
go. There we
Now we-
go.
all over again.
What's goose?
Good.
Oh.
Oh, they're okay. Do this real quick.
Saints are bad. I think it'd be probably elite, great, good, okay,
Yeah.
off.
You need to add that F tier again, remember?
Yeah, I would do A, B, C, D, F.
I'm just doing this real quick. I think that's what we did.
Oh, it even has the new Rams logo. Look at that. Well,
The Jets up here.
yeah.
I think you're doing a good job.
Okay.
Oh my god. Come on.
Why does it keep doing it? Wait.
What? What is this like?
Uh-huh. Go ahead.
Why is my Siri going off?
That scared the absolute.
Yeah, me too. I was like, what was that?
I'm like, who is that? Oh my god.
He's going bottom of the ass
Why is there a plus?
because it's more.
Yeah.
All right,
Okay.
so I feel like yes, that's fair. I think if you want to put Philly at 2, that's fine. But I feel like those are the top 3 teams easily in the NFL.
Right.
I would probably put okay. I honestly no, I would put no, I can't even say Miami over Buffalo because Buffalo blew them out. But I think when they play again, Miami will beat them because Buffalo's defense is so banged up. But I like how the first 2 rows look. You gotta put the Vikings up there, dude, right behind Pittsburgh or Cleveland.
Yeah.
Put him right there for now.
Yeah.
They have Kirk Cousins. They don't have a quarterback.
No, dude,
I think they're better than the Jets.
they're better than the Jets and they're better than the Colts. They're better than Atlanta. I feel like they're on par with Houston and the Chargers, you know?
Yeah.
I'm putting the Browns in front of them though.
Well, okay, but you gotta put Cleveland
In
behind
front
Seattle.
of the Steelers. Yeah.
Put
and also-
Cleveland behind Seattle. No. Like put Cleveland. Yeah, put Seattle there, then put Cleveland. They did beat them. And then I would probably put
No,
The
I think that's fair. I think
no,
that's fair.
honestly, I'd put Houston in front of the Chargers.
I
Yeah,
don't
me
think
too.
so. The Chargers are gonna start winning games.
All
I
right,
don't.
all right.
So-
No, I agree. That's fair. Put the Texans behind the Chargers.
Okay, this category.
Oh, this might be the most Accurate tier ranking of all time.
I think you switch the Packers and the Saints, even though the
You gotta
Packers.
put the Bucks above. I don't think that tier should be called bad. I think this should be elite, great, good, okay. I feel like that's more accurate, you know. I don't think you'd call any of those teams in okay, you know.
Well, I would say the
Yeah.
Raiders are bad.
No, well, they just won by 30. Yeah, I guess they're still pretty crummy though. I think the worst team in the NFL is the Giants.
Yeah,
I don't think they'll have the worst record, but I think they are the worst.
I think it's pretty good.
Wait, no. Tampa Bay over. Wait, no.
The
I
Saints
would
need to be above the Packers.
no, wait. No,
Packers need to be further back.
put the Saints right behind Minnesota. And then get the Colts out of good.
Yeah.
And then put the Colts right behind Denver. Yeah. This is
Rudra.
This is like you can't even debate this. I think there's obviously some that you could debate, but like I don't think anybody could like get mad at this list.
I think someone could get mad about the Dolphins being that low, though.
No. Okay, beat a good
They
team.
cannot beat anyone in this category.
Like Cleveland beat San Fran, Minnesota beat San Fran. Who else? The Seahawks beat Cleveland.
Wait, I do think you should switch the Falcons to okay, but the front of okay.
Because I think they're the worst good team.
You think they're a good team though?
I think they're a good team, but they're the worst good team in the NFL.
Yeah, but I would call them the best okay team.
Well, agree to disagree.
Yeah, we can do that. We can do that.
This is the finalized list.
I think this is accurate. Like again, like there will be like some like I think this team in front of this team or behind, but like for the most part, like
yeah.
Literally no one can hit.
Rudra, this is how it's done.
Take notes.
Yeah, honestly.
All right, and what do we have anything else on NFL Week 9?
No, I'm done with that.
I don't know. I do want to say I do expect Rodgers to be back
right now.
I do expect Rodgers to be back.
He's not coming back, dude.
Next
I do
week,
expect him to be back.
I give him in December.
I will say I'm 1 week closer to making my $10 from Carter.
You are.
Exciting.
Kirk Cousins. God bless you.
Wins.
They would have won the division with him. They would have won the division.
All right. Well, that was the Extra Point Tuesday show at 11.
We're not going to do games of the week next.
We did that in.
I will be coming on our Thursday show.
So
tune in to Thursday for the games and NFL preview. Maybe we'll switch around that. Maybe that'd make more sense, but that's how we did it this week. Thanks for listening. Follow us on all social medias, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you.
Thank you.